YouTube. This is Mickey D with episode 69 of Stationeers. Hi, MacGyver. Hi, David. Alright, getting a little bit later start. I seem to have picked up a cold again. Weather is all over the place up here. Yeah, it was interesting. So I haven't done anything. I actually came home from work, didn't feel that great. Figured I'd take a nap before dinner. I was going to sleep for like an hour and a half, and it ended up waking up like 5 hours, almost 6 hours later. So, yeah, I've literally been up for like half an hour. And I've had a nice runny nose and coughing ever since, so it's been great. But I wanted to get this wiring done, and so I'll probably only do one. Oh, that's interesting. One episode tonight. So obviously we got something going on. Oh, that's just the sun just went down. Okay. There was another update for the beta branch. They made some changes to the portable scrubber, which is out in a crater outside. But it now, I think there's a little typo. I think they're meaning lever. They've added a lever to it, and they've made it so that if it has no filters, it basically just acts like an air pump. So it'll pump anything out or in, basically, wherever you pipe it, basically. So you can use it to drain atmospheres or pump air, everything in from like Mars, basically. And I guess if you don't have it hooked to anything, then when you hit the lever, it will cause it to empty out. So, that way if you just had like a one room with no plumbing or any piping or anything, then I guess you could run it, take it outside, open the lever and let it vent out, and then, bring it back in. So, a little bit more expanded use for that. All right, and the plan is today is we are going to be working on wiring. We got to get those which we have some. We got to get those heaters hooked up that we started on last time, and we got to get lighting done. And you know what? I think I'm going to do the lighting first, just because it's really dark in here. This is like horror movie sort of thing. So we're going to go throw the lights up, and then after that we can throw the other heaters in. Honestly, I kind of want to do it the other way, because I'd like to get the heat running as soon as possible, really. So we'll get these set up, and hopefully this should work decently where I'm hoping that this is going to give us enough light and we're not going to run into, need to add even more, but we will see. And hopefully this should be pretty straightforward. I still do want to set up separate lighting circuits, and then tie them in to automate them so the lights aren't running all the time. And what else did yeah, there was another note on the beta branch. They did another update too. I guess they fixed it so the wall heaters were the wall heaters and the coolers, they weren't diminishing the sound with distance. So you know how we were even we'd be standing here and you could hear the greenhouse kicking on, kicking off. I guess they fixed that. So, and I actually have all the sounds turned. I just realized that. I usually have it turned down on my headset, but I was doing something the other day, so I had it turned down because I think when I was letting the bass idle to try to get it warmed up at the time. And I think right there, you know what, we'll hook those lines up first. I want to see how the spacing is, and then we'll go from we'll go from there and see. Because if we need them a little bit closer, we've got quite a few more left over. I just made a whole bunch of them. And where are we gonna? We don't want to pull off the heating circuit or the vent circuit. Trying to figure out where we're gonna want to pull power off for this. Which I guess we could just pull off right off the circuit up here. It'll be fine. This is the circuit for the room, so. And yeah, we'll just come right off. Get these, I think we're going to be using the jetpack quite a bit for this. Yep. And let's see what the spacing does on this. So I think what we'll do is we'll bend down to the lights and then we can just continue on from there. So we're getting a huge snowstorm right now. Nor'easter. We'll see how that goes. It's kind of just started. We're not supposed to get, I guess, the brunt of it until early, like 4 a.m. or so. So... but we are having some high winds, I guess, with it, which I haven't really seen yet either. So, but just in case, you never know. Power might go out. We're actually pretty lucky. We rarely lose power. It's just been, for whatever reason, this winter it's been flickering a lot. But I believe we're also on the, we live right on the outskirts of town, and I think we're actually on the hospital grid as well. So we should probably get it back pretty quick if we do lose it. I'm not 100% positive on that. I think we've only lost power like one time since we bought this. We bought this house like, oh, I did knock that up. About a year ago, a little over a year ago. But our other house, we used to lose power quite more often. Okay, let's get lights. Lights. Let's see how that looks. I think that'll look all right. We'll get the other side done. I mean, spacing's not too bad, and if we do a row there, a row there, and a row there, I think we should probably work out okay. I mean, we'll have a little bit kind of shady area, but yeah, I think that'll work. We'll do that. And we're just going to tie right off on this, I guess. Actually, we don't want to tie off there. Right, so let's do that. We're going to want to do a... I think we're going to want to do... Oh, no, see, I didn't want to do that. I want to go the other way. We're going to run that a little bit behind, because if we come straight off, we're going to run into the wherever we put the other light. So we can run it something like that. Come on, come on. There we go. So I'm going to figure out after lighting and heat, well, this lights and then the heat, which I think we're still going to have to revamp that circuit a little bit. I don't know, I might do that off camera because we've already, basically done that for the base. I just have to basically replicate it. figure out what we're going to work on next. I guess we got to get those new airlocks hooked up. Which I think we do have part of this stuff for one. I think we've already got an extra set of doors. Oops. Because we were going to use them in the greenhouse, and that didn't work. Oop. Still waiting for a hover, by the way. All right. Oh no, actually, you know what we got to do is we've got to get the other. Oh, look, that light's in the wrong spot. We've got to get the intake system. So I'm not going to call it the intake system. We got to. No, of course. Now the sun's come up, so we can't really see. Well, we can see, but we can't see what the lights are doing. And hang on, I'm going to cough again. Okay. It's probably going to happen quite a bit tonight because this, I don't know. I wasn't coughing before I laid down, but I wasn't feeling great either. So, nothing like a surprise cold. Not that I usually play in my colds, but you know. All right. And we'll just turn that. Hey, it's going to actually be able to see in here. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need some of these ones I threw on the walls. But we'll get these put in and we'll go from there. 1, 2, I think we're going to want to put them something like that. And I guess I should probably keep them lined up with the other ones because that'll look... And that's weird. I could have swore I wasn't hitting the ceiling before when I was trying to do that. Okay, we'll do there. Yep, and then that'll work. And we'll probably just stick one over here because we're going to have the... Oh, that's weird. Yeah, see? I wasn't hitting. It's like some places I was, some places I wasn't. That's a little strange. Definitely don't hit it with the... Nope. Jetpack's empty. Yeah, I'm gonna get, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go on a giant run for I guess either water or oxides, because I'm definitely having a shortage of, nitrogen. You know, I'm really hoping they go through and do a, like a rebalance on the, what we get. You know, because I don't know. It just seems like I cannot get enough nitrogen. I mean, I don't have near enough to get the ratio up on the base, for one. And then, you know, obviously we're using it for the jetpack as well. Yeah, so depending on what the weather does, I might not have work tomorrow. We're supposed to be getting like 1 to 3 inches. Yeah, that was great. 1 to 3 inches an hour, from like 4 a.m. until like 8 a.m. So, I guess at the worst. Oh, you're talking about that one? That usually gets walled off. I pulled the wall out and forgot to put it back because we don't actually need to access it. I do want to put I want to run a gauge. Not a gauge. I want to run a display from the sensor port on it though. And I either want to pull off and pull out because we've got this drop-off point right here. So I either want to put a gauge up here or a display and pull the pressure, or set up a little circuit so that it lights a light when there's an item in the inventory. And we'll probably replicate that outside as well. That way, because if you overload it, it kind of just spits the stuff out. And it'll spit it right out of the chute system. So, or at least it was. I know they did some work on that, so they may have fixed it, but I haven't tested it. And that would keep from, accidentally contaminated. Because if it kicks like an volatile out or something, then obviously that's now contaminated the base atmosphere. Okay, well, hopefully that should work pretty well. We'll see once the sun goes down, but it seems like it should be bright enough. And we'll probably, yeah, we might be a little dark over here. What circuit is that? That's the heating circuit, is it? So yeah, we don't want to, oh no, that's the vent circuit. Vent circuit we could put light on, but like I said, I'd rather, I want to, add that lighting circuit in, so I'd kind of like to not throw them on another circuit if I can get away with it. But yeah, we'll see once the sun comes down. Hopefully that should work decently. That's a nice improvement. It does seem a little dark over here though, but we're only walking through the doorway really. What is that line? Oh, that's the heating. Okay, that's the heating and cooling circuit. Yeah, so we definitely don't want to tie into that. Yeah, so I should, there was and I think I used up all the wall sections. And I don't know if I'm going to make another suit stand or if I'm just going to recycle that suit. I haven't decided yet. And really, we haven't pressurized yet. Is it me or did our pressure drop? How do we not have, is the nitrogen ratio might set too high, might be set too high. That kind of, it'll keep the mixer from running. 88. I don't know, that's kind of weird. Let's turn leave input 2 is the oxygen. Nope, other way. Okay, that should get us, which we are actually, oh, well, now that's strange. Look, the temperature's going up. So our oxygen is reading warmer. Okay, yeah, because we were up around 10. And I'm gonna let that run and see if it'll actually warm up. And that is another thing we do. We do gotta work on that. Well, actually, we gotta get the base pressurized first, and then we'll see if we gotta work on the heating and cooling or not, or the radiator, and seeing about if we have to add a heat system into that. Okay, get that kind of cleaned up. Looks like it's a little dark over there. I might have to add another light in, and then we'll just come straight off of this, turn this into a 4-way. And I think we're going to actually move it back a little bit, get that centered. It's funny that I can cut the wires, but, oh, huh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, so if I'm down here, it's basically floating. It's not as high as I can reach is all the way up there because I can't reach all the way. But if there's another line to hook to, it will snap that far. Barely. Looks like I gotta be pretty much right underneath it to get it to do it. It's just strange. There's a slight distance difference depending on what it's doing. There we go. Oh, the sun's setting nice, so we'll be able to see what this actually looks like. And you're gonna cough again. Oh. Let me turn the... Let me know how that is for the game sound, because it's showing me that it's playing really loud in OBS. So I just turned it down a little bit. Alright. So yeah, it looks like the sun's down now. So not bad. Yeah, definitely a little dark in that corner. But I'd say that definitely works. Lights it up. You know, we can see everything easy enough. So yeah, that's good. Alright. Anyway, heaters. Which I believe we've got all in. We're just going to tie into the circuit. And I do want to, we're going to move that so it's not right next to a heater. And I think I was an idiot too. Yeah. Well, that's not bad. We can come over there. Run down there. This one. So we can get to those two. That one is going to be an issue because we can't get to it. We definitely can't come across the floor. We can come up there. We're going to have to do a little bend for now. It's something we need to do when the basement depressurized. So I'm going to have to run behind that wire. Unless, no. Shoot, because I was hoping we could jump to the other side of this, come down this wall right here and wrap around the corner. But either way, we still have to jump it. And that's ceiling, so we can't pull it up. We might be able to run it there and jump that corner to the ceiling. That would work. We might be able to do that. But we'll get the other side since we know we can run it easy enough. This is going to be interesting. And, oh, I should double check to make sure that, yeah, we can run everything up through there, so that's good. Alright, so we're going to basically just kind of start here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some ceiling tiles at some point because we're going to get to the... Well, this room's going to have quite a bit of wire snaked around. The, you know, the ceiling. But most of the other rooms aren't too bad. There's a few wires here and there. But obviously this room's going to... We've got so much stuff underneath the floor that it's not going to quite work here. There we go. Alright, so heater. Throw another corner in over here. And if I remember correctly, you cannot fit behind this space. So we're at, oh, very nice, 53 kPa. Oh, we could actually probably open our helmet if we wanted to. Except the base air is probably completely contaminated because now I've been running my jetpack like crazy. Yeah, that's the one thing we're gonna have to check and see is I do not know if those volume pumps are. I mean, it took forever to drain the base. Yeah, I think. Oh, because yeah, the circuit's already ran, so that's why it's not kicking it on. Okay, we'll get down here. Yeah, because we can't run across. Well, we could, but yeah, not without ripping out the ceiling. And then hopefully doing this is going to give us enough heating that we'll be able to heat up the base in a decent amount of time. I mean, it seems like it's, it's fluctuating a little bit, so it should hit 62 here, or 6.2. Hopefully we're going to have enough. Enough wiring to finish this off. It's not going to be very fun to try to get this wiring in the corner back here. Not sure if that's exactly where it needs to be or not. Guess we'll find out. Looks like it. Oh, missed one too. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we're going to have a spaceship soon. Because, I mean, they've definitely been doing some work on them. Which would be cool. Though, I don't know. I don't know if we actually have, like if we leave the moon, I don't know if we can actually go up into the asteroids or not. I don't think I don't think if you go up into space, it like links into the space map, sort of thing. So I don't even know if there's actually anything up there if we did build a spaceship right now. I always hate it when it looks like the air is blowing one way, because then I'm like, is there a leak? Is there a leak? There shouldn't be. I think it's just because all the vents are facing that way, so they're making air current going that way. Oh, and the return is over there. You should see. Have we drained our oxygen tank? Yeah, pretty much. That's probably what's coming back in through the filter system. But this should give us the benefit now of, the heaters are running. It's going to be slowly bumping the temperature. It's already going to be pre-warmed kind of as it comes through. So Oh, yeah, I kind of thought, yeah, we could make a little ship just to take out to mine to kind of work as a forward. Oh, autosave. To kind of work as a, remote location so we can fly to an area and then, we're going to have a whole bunch of surface ores and whatnot, if it's an area we haven't been to yet. I think we're going to need to do... Oh, this is going to look hideous, but we don't really have a choice right now. We'll just change this later on for when the next time we have the base open. Depressurized. Which we will actually need to test here relatively soon. But we'll let it pressurize for a bit more before we get into that. Because we do need to, we're going to have to test and see if the parts that we, actually, we might be able to test it by just doing it in one room. Because we can close the door. So, and see if it's going to work or not. I mean, I'd like to see if we can just put like 2 passive vents maybe instead of the 1 and see if it gives us an increased rate. One way to test it would be to do that for the airlock, because when we cycle the airlock, it should cycle faster. I mean, it's the only thing I can think of that's restricting the flow. Oh, are we going to run out of wiring? Yeah, we're going to run out of wiring right before the end, aren't we? No, we might have enough. We're only 200 and something wiring. And we actually need to change this to a... I don't suppose there's really probably any good way to do that. Yeah, this is going to be really close. And then we've got to obviously put that circuit back on, or put that sensor back on. Yeah, we'll have like just enough. We're going to have like 1 piece of wiring left. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Okay, and we'll just, I guess we're just gonna put it like right here, so we're not right next to the heater. And then we'll probably have to go and tell the circuit to read it again. There we go. So on. Now, didn't the temperature drop? Wasn't it 6.3 in here a little bit ago? Probably from the, we're 8.3. We're definitely getting more heat on this side. 9.2, 10. Yeah, that made a big improvement having that in there. 8, 9. Yeah, and we'll just have to keep an eye on it because we'll get a little bit of fluctuation. Oh, I guess that vent blew everything all over the place. Oh, we can turn that one on, and we can turn that heater on as well. So this one is on a different circuit. I probably put the heater on with the regular circuit. I don't know. But this AC is on its own. It's set for that way when we run the furnace, if we shut the door, it'll cool this separately from the base. Yeah. We're getting down low on power too. Alright, so we should be getting some heat. We're going to make some more cabling and the circuit, yes. I was like, what did I come out here for? Before I got distracted checking vents and temperatures. Yeah, so we need to set that to use that new sensor. Sensor and temperature. Very nice. All right. Yeah, those wall heaters are going to suck. So we've now got 8 wall heaters running. So that's going to suck through the... Not enough that we've kicked in the... Oh, we're actually charging. So we should actually be all right because we didn't actually drop low enough to kick in the gas generator. Doesn't look like. Good thing for having lots of storage. Oh, how many walls am I going to walk into today? Copper. All right, so we can go ahead and make some more cable because we literally have 1 cable. so we'll definitely need that. I'm going to go get more copper soon. All right, so we are slowly heating up. Right? Yeah, much better. Yeah, did they make the lights brighter again and I missed it? Because I could have swore I was going to have to put like quite a few more lights than that in there. But let's see, passive vent. Yeah, we'll just take one. Take some. We'll take a bit more piping. All right. So first of all, we can test it by doing this. And actually, we'll dump that stuff over there. I love it. I got batteries and stuff laying around. I have to make some more chargers. So let's see which way. I did do 2 active vents in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time this. And if we go to, we'll do stopwatch. All right, so if we hit, we're at 72 kPa, hit cycle to exterior, I hit start on here. Let's see how long it completes a full cycle. And then we'll add another vent and see if it runs faster. And that'll tell us if we're getting more airflow. And while it does that, I'm going to go top off my coffee. Oh, actually, oh, that's weird. Look at it. It's bouncing. Which I know it's because it pulls out. Well, that's weird. It's not even completely, okay. Yeah, they've done something. So that didn't even fully depressurize, and it opened up. All right. Yeah, they've done something to it. It also ran decently fast. I mean, that was 34 seconds. And if I hit start, which of course it's going to want to pressurize to 100, so, but we'll let it pressurize up to 72. Yeah, look at the bouncing. I mean, I know it's because it's pulling through and it's equalizing, so it's kind of the air's moving around. But it definitely did not used to do that. It used to just slowly go down. It's not quite reading right either, because it's reading, my heads up is reading 38, and this is reading, you know, a little bit of a delay there. Yeah, it's reading a bit. Huh. Strange. Which is definitely taking longer to fill up. We're at almost a minute. We're not quite up to the KPA. I'm going to go by the KPA in the corner because that's what I was. All right. So that took 1 minute and 2 seconds. So now if we, let's see, I think we can pull that off. And what we can do is, I think we can just put one right on top of the other. That'll probably work. Now where did it blow the pipes? Yeah. Yeah, there used to be some little bit of blowing around, but it seems like things are blowing around quite. I'd say they've done some more stuff with the atmospheric since the last time we ran it. Now, really, I should probably spread these out a bit, because otherwise we're basically just going to be pulling in from the same block. I don't know, might not make that big of a difference, but, you know, we've got the piping, so we'll go ahead and run it. let's see if this is going to make a difference. And if so, then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and I guess, well, okay, we got a wire there, so we're going to stop there. Wait, you missed that vent. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another battery charger. Since I died and we got those other batteries. That or I might just recycle the small ones. Alright. Now. Let's hit cycle to exterior. See if it goes any faster. Well, now it's going down steady, though. Look at that. It's not bouncing like it was. Oh, that's really strange. It's going to take longer than it did last time. Oh. Ah, that's why. I hate that. Annoying. Alright, so I'll have to do the test again once this is complete. Yeah, there is an annoying bug with that. That I noticed it, I don't know, it seems to affect more stuff as the time goes on. Oh, no, other way. Thank you. Yeah, it still didn't depressurize all the way either. I wonder if they've changed that so they're not, because, you know, it used to, when you get down to the very bottom, it used to, really? Vent. Yeah, it should be controlling both vents. Okay. So we had a minute 2 last time to pressurize to 72 kPa. So let's start. Okay, both of them are working again. Good. Let's see if this goes any faster. Yeah, that's going to be quite a bit faster. Quite a bit faster. Oh, shoot, I messed it up. So look, the airlock's reading so much different. It's reading, the airlock's reading that it hit 93 and our suit hadn't even read, and that was it. Okay, so this was reading at 72 kPa at 22 seconds. Either way, we still basically end up cycling faster, but it was reading, this was reading higher than what my suit was reading, so I'm not sure if it's actually, which one's correct now. Huh. But we definitely still cycled faster. So that's good. Oh, look, we're right above the other event. Probably doesn't really matter. But looks like we might end up kicking in the generator. So now I want to see, we're pressurized at 72. If we cycle to exterior start, we were at 30 seconds, 34 seconds before. Yeah, see, this is reading 29. We're at 45. I might need to move the sensor so it's not right next to the vents. I think that's what's throwing it off. So that opened at 21, but obviously we're losing some atmosphere. So let's move that pressure sensor. And we're going to put it, I think that light is tied right on to the same. Yeah, I think that light, yeah, that light runs right up there. So the same circuit. So we can just pull off from that light. And I literally have one freaking wire on me. Which we should have a giant pylon here. Yes. So we should have. This is another 200. I think we had like about 100 copper in here. So. Very nice. Stack, stack, stack. One of these days. This is definitely. This machine and the hydraulic, I need to put a stacker on it one of these days. Just from the amount of pipes and wires we make. Go ahead and turn it off. Yeah, I've got to, I'm going to move it. Put it up next to the light. And that way it won't be as close to one of the vents. But they've definitely made some tweaks to this system because it used to, for one, not run as fast. Yeah, exactly 200. And it used to not bounce like that. So they've definitely changed something there. Not that I'm complaining. I mean, it works. You know, it seems to actually work better than it used to. So, oh, you know what? We got a three-way corner. I don't know why we have a. That might be our incoming power. So we can just change it to a regular corner. Yeah. Oh, that runs to the. That must run down to the door. It's been quite a long time since we've actually messed with anything in the airlock. Haven't really needed to, though. I mean, it's pretty. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, that's got the. I was like, oh, I didn't need to leave the wire there, but yeah, it's got that corner wire. And we've lost 3 sheets of steel, which are probably got sucked into space when we opened the airlock up, I imagine. So we'll probably go outside and trip over them. All right, so what I'm thinking is return. I'm able to stick it right here next to the light. Really? Oh, why won't you flip the other way? Oh, come on, come on. Thank you. All right, and let's get this. Okay, good. As long as it didn't open the hole to the hole. Really? That connected the panel? Oh, I guess it must run. Oh, yeah, I think it runs around the corner down, runs over, because it ties in for the door. That's all right. Easy enough. Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks for venting out the atmosphere. That's appreciate that. Okay, now it's rising smoothly. So yeah, the gauge is not, the vents aren't interfering with it now. Oh, I wonder if that actually does anything now. 99, 99. Is this going to be one of those things where now it's never going to reach 100? Hey, there's the steel sheets. So I didn't even blow them outside. We blew them inside. Have you equalized? No, I'm not. Yeah, since the pressure is staying a little higher up there. All right, well, that'll work. So, oh, wow. Okay, wow, that's bright. Holy cow. Okay, so if we cycle to exterior now, and as soon as we hit 72 kPa, I'm going to kick. There we go. Now let's see. Definitely seems to be running faster than it used to, though. But I don't know. Now it's gonna. It's probably gonna take longer now because now it's gonna, if it reaches, because it was stopping at like 1 kPa. I think it was dipping down to 0 kPa long enough that it was saying, okay, it's empty, and then it was letting it open the doors and vent everything out. Yeah, see, we're actually up at 40 to 45, 46, and this is what used to take the longest part before. But they've also did something different because we've never moved that gas sensor since I initially put it in, and we weren't getting that bouncing, and it wasn't leaving some atmosphere in. Yeah, so we were 1 minute and 3 seconds to depressurize all the way down to 0 kPa, which I believe that's reading. It's reading it in decimals, so that's why you hit 0, and then it's doing, 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6. Yeah. So now I guess we can't actually tell if that's running faster or not, because we were getting slightly different. Actually, pressurizing would probably be easier. So it was taking us 1 minute, 2 seconds to pressurize. We know that since we're not trying to pump down to 0. And now it's reading, the console still reads a little bit faster than the suit, but we're going off what the suit says. So 29 seconds. So yeah, definitely made it faster then, because we were at, what was it, 1 minute to, basically same thing as we're pressurizing now at before. So yeah, it definitely made a difference. So what we can try doing is adding some passive vents onto these returns to see if we get increased airflow on them. And we'll need to make some more passive vents because we don't have any. And I guess then we're gonna, I guess I'll have to set the base to depressurize again and see if it takes, we can depressurize it faster than like 6 hours or whatever it took me last time, which was insanely long. I mean, it was a lot faster with the active vents opposed to doing the passive vents, that was my other thought, is we just add active vents in and set them into the circuit for when it depressurizes, which I'm all for if we have to do that. My concern is that these returns are tying into the filtration system, and if we're not getting enough airflow through them, then basically we're not going to be able to we're not going to be able to, filter out fast enough to actually remove the contaminants, which we're not contaminated now, which is nice. And we're going to need more pipe, aren't we? Because I think we used almost all of it, unless we have some around in the other locker. And 5. Yeah, no. So what we can do, and we should have, yeah, we got some iron in here. Pipe kit. There we go. Right. Yeah, this is definitely, one of these days we're going to have to add a stacker on these. And maybe we'll start with, too bad we don't have like a flow meter. So we could actually see how much is flowing through. I mean, we do have, honestly, we could hook up a tank or something and go that route. So this one's not tied into the system. The return is, one of these days I've got to tie the other one in. As you can see, we're pumping in faster than we're pulling out. Or we're pumping out into the room faster than we're pulling in. Since now we, basically start to pressurize towards 100. $98, $99. Yeah, that's a little bit. I don't know. Might actually not be. I want to see what we're filtering at. Where are we getting CO2 from? Oh, yeah. I have my mask open. I never have my mask open. It's so confusing me. All right. How fast is this going to filter out? Which doesn't seem like it's filtering out very fast at all right now. Obviously, the active vents would pull a lot faster than that because we haven't changed anything yet. Oh, 0.8. So it is definitely filtering, though. Yeah, yeah, see, we went from 99 to 98. Oh, and we have an autosave. 96. 95. Yeah, so you can see how long this is going to take to depressurize even this small room. 90, 89, which obviously we're standing next to it, so it's going to be reading lower. Actually, we'll leave that on. Yeah, running the furnace is heated up the base a little bit, I noticed. Not high enough to kick in the... We're borderline, I think, for where we have it set to... Cool. So... Maybe... I don't think we have anything up there. Yeah, I think that'll work. What? Oh. Yeah, I saw that there's... Yeah, oh, that's right. I forgot about that in the update. Oh, yeah, so we've actually kicked in the cooling now, which is where these are not on the same. Only the cooling is on this chip circuit, so this is actually not tied into anything right now. And I probably should maybe just move the wall heater out of there. We can repurpose it to another area. Um, since, the furnace room is generally, it's the heat's the issue, and it's not big enough that, it's not going to warm up by the airflow coming through. But yeah, I forgot about that in the patch notes on the beta branch. Yeah, you can now microwave a potato and get a baked potato, and you can get oil from soybeans, and you can cook the oil and potato together, and you will get French fries. Which we're not dealing with food right now. They still need to just rebalance the CO2 versus oxygen versus, you know, production of it, because it's just the greenhouses are not sustainable. I mean, I guess if you want to run the thing, get a whole bunch of, I don't know if I, whoa, what the hell? Why did we get a whole bunch of pressure off of that? There shouldn't have been any pressure off of that. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. We're on the other side of the volume pump. Yeah, so we need to actually change that. That would explain it, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. We don't want it that way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we getting that? What? Stop. Oh, I'd say there was a little bit of pressure backed up in there. Huh. Yeah, you get more calories. That's what they actually rated in. So, we can have fat stationeers. All right. So, maybe what we'll do on this, if I can stop making a mess here, is we will turn this okay. Now, do we want to? I kind of like there. Hey, Dark Dragon. All right, so we can leave that one there. That's fine. Either tee off. So I think the easiest way to do is just going to be to turn this. And why are you not reading that as a pipe connection there? Oh, I don't have enough pipe on me. All right, so if we make this a three-way corner. No, we don't want this a three-way corner. There we go. We can do something like this. Oh, shoot, that's not going to work either. We don't get enough room to do that. All right. Maybe we won't stick it on that side of the wall. Yeah, I hooked this up on the back, the wrong side of the volume pump. So as soon as I hooked it up, it started just pumping air through and blew me back to the room, back side of the room. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. Um, yeah, so the problem is, where are we going to put this? Yeah, I think we're just going to have to move that. It's not going to work like that. I didn't know how I felt about having them on the opposite sides anyway, since they're basically still in the same block, which I don't really want. Okay, so is there intake there? I guess we could put two. We'll bring them down this way, I think. So we'll do that. I still don't really like that. You know what? Oh, I know what we could do. I want to get them a little bit farther apart. I have a feeling they're going to interfere with each other. That's not going to work, is it? We're going to hit that. Shoot. I was going to run them across this, run a line across this way and pull down. But you know what we can do? We can take this one step farther. We're going to bend this pipe down. And then that should give us enough room. Okay. And I think I saw a sheet of, there we go, right there. What? Oh. Yeah, I could. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really need to be. We've already got so much stuff running inside. I was trying not to tear apart the whole entire wall. I think that'll work, because now we can do the volume pump. And we can just tee off. Yeah. See, now what I do, that way we can run that way, we can run that way, and have the vent. And we can just do a corner. And a corner. And that should work. That's what we do most of the time. And let me guess, we're going to be missing one piece of... Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Nope, we've got that one and that one. I would say that seems like it's dropping faster. 70. Yeah, I would say that's definitely dropping faster. Still doesn't seem... all all that fast, but I think that'll probably work better for the filtration. Yeah, I guess this is going to be the, are we getting 63, 62? I guess it's going down decently fast. I mean, for running the filtration system. I don't know. I mean, it definitely made a difference in adding a second one on the airlock, but that's using the return vents, not, the active vents to pump the air out. Yeah, I don't know. We might have to do a little bit more testing and see. Well, honestly, it's easy enough to go. Let's see if we did this. Hang on. There's a way to test it really quick. So we're at, 61.5. Oops. Let me see stopwatch. Here we go. 60.7. 59.7. Okay, 7.87 seconds to go 1 kPa. So if we pull off one vent, does it still take us 7.87, basically 7.87 seconds to go? Oops, stop, reset. Oh, no, don't stop. Okay, 56. You're down to 55. Oh, I completely lost count where I start. 54. Okay, see how long it takes us to get to 53. And that was 8.53. So it's about the same. I mean, it's obviously it's not that long of a test. So, and of course I'm doing everything, by hand here. So, yeah, I don't know. It might not be giving us a difference. It might just be that's as fast as the volume pumps are. But, so now here it is. We're not getting, we're not filtrating fast enough. That is a possibility. I mean, I'd rather not have to have, a ton, of pumps and whatnot, but that is, we could have, I mean, we could very easily add another pump right here, and we could add a pump right here and have each one pump in. Theoretically, that should give us twice as much airflow. My other thought is that if we did an active pump, the problem with the active pumps is they pump in too much, so we'd have to restrict it. And the only way really to restrict it is by using like I guess a pressure regulator. But those are so slow, then it's the same thing. You're going back to, it's really slow. Well, no, we could hook multiple ones, pretty much anywhere. Because, I mean, even if, so the same thing here. I mean, we could just change this to branch off and have like event and event. Because really, Why did that? Did we get 100? Did I already run 100 through? I did run 100 through. Okay, so I just forgot to turn off the machine. So we could pretty much just do that everywhere. Same thing, you know, we could put 2 vents. I guess that's probably how we're going to have to balance it. Hey, look, Dark Dragon. Lights. And heaters. Yeah, so maybe we'll just do that. We'll just throw in. We'll just get more vents until we have enough. um, I don't know if 2 vents. And I don't know. I'm gonna see if we have any more vents. Not sure if we do or not. If we do, they would be over here. Or not vents, but pumps. No, not enough pumps. Yeah, the pressure I really wish they would. If the whole thing would be resolved if they just sped up the pressure regulators, because that way you could just set the back pressure regulator on an active vent, and then it would keep it from pushing in through too much air at once. Okay, volume pump. But the volume pumps, the mm, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen the back pressure regulators or any of the pressure regulators run at a decent speed. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try just doing it with. And of course, that's not gonna work because we can't. We've got shoot there, so I guess we can run it right there. All right, so we'll try it this way. Well, this should double the amount because now we're basically pulling in from 2 vents at once at the same rate. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It seems you know, I mean, I think definitely they need to do some work on the pressure regulators because they're just way too slow. I mean, that's just you know, from trying to do the furnace and stuff with it. Um, I'm trying to think of, and the volume pumps don't seem to be really, you know, in this case, they're not that fast either. That's not gonna work. Okay, we gotta come back here. Oops. There we go. Okay, so if that's on, that's on. Then we should get a bit more on the airflow. Let's see. That one is, and that one is. Yes, they're both set to max, which still doesn't seem to be. I mean, we're not looking to depressurize with these. We just need to get enough airflow that we're Oh, let's close the door. And let's stand over here because it's if we're standing right in front of the vents, it's gonna read weird. I don't know. It seems to be about the same. I don't see that big of a difference. You think so? I don't know. I didn't run it through the stopwatch to see 53. Yeah. It looks like it's about 2 seconds faster. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's 4.8. So yeah, we're like 3 seconds faster. So that does make a difference, and that might be enough that maybe we'll. I think we're still. Oh no, we're not getting any now. So yeah, we might have to go through and just do something like this on the returns. Um, and then what we still might do is hook up a system where we can. What I might do is on a couple of the maybe one in each room, kind of the same thing where the volume pumps are. And what I'll do is put an active vent in. We'll tie it to that circuit with a selector switch, and then when we flip it, um, we're gonna have to, it'll when we shut it off, it'll shut these outputs off and turn on the intakes because those do drain the base really fast. But right now, it's just a matter of getting enough airflow going um, so that our filtration's actually doing something, which we're not showing contaminated now, so that's good. But all right, so yeah, we've pressurized, we're heated. Finally, once again, um, how's our radiator system doing? Now it's going to be a matter of see, this is going to be absorbing heat from the base. And we still got to put an analyzer or a console up here because I need to read off of this line so we can see what's up with the radiator. And right, yeah, about a negative 118 it looks like. And about 2 MPa. So that's doing good. There we go. All right, so, and C20, so we want to heat that up to 30. This should be pretty much a little bit in there, not too much. Yeah, we definitely got to find it. I might have to, I don't know, go mine a whole bunch of oxides and stuff. Well, these, I'm heating everything except for the CO2 and the pollution to the same temp as the base, so 20 degrees. So that way, especially these two, because we want it so when it's pumping out, it's not chilling off the base, so it'll stay as it circles through. So the CO2 we're keeping warmer, so at 30 degrees for this, so it's preheated for the greenhouse. The pollution I was keeping cold. This was the only one. Just because if we tie into the radiator, we can dump it. So basically, if we're dumping a lot of heat into the radiator for some reason and it's overwhelming it, we kick it on and it equalizes and it cools the radiator back off. So it basically gives us a little bit of a reservoir basically for our radiator. Not that we've needed it yet, and obviously we'll try to size the radiator big enough that we don't need to do that. But since it's right there, I figured it's a good option to have it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What I might do is enclose them in glass, because if I put glass windows around them, it's the same thing. It can be separated, and that way we can still look at the tank. I don't know. So we'll figure it out, I guess. We'll see exactly what we want to do there. All right, and I'm gonna keep. Well, actually, we probably don't need to keep all the wiring on us for now. And we've got 44 back there. Yep. Yeah, and I've actually seen a couple people have made swimming pools. Since we do have water with physics, you can actually uh, fill up a an area. It takes a little bit because you got to basically put a filter down there and whatnot. But hopefully, our heaters, which are pulling off of, oh, it did kick off. Yeah, it's the sensors up here is what ties into for the base pressure heat. So yeah, as soon as this hits over 20, it's going to kick off the heaters. We're a little bit colder on this side, but still definitely warm enough. Oh, this is on a different circuit. That's right. That's right. So this will heat this side up to 20, and then we'll be good. But yeah. All right, I'm going to call this, we're hitting just about an hour and a half. I'm going to call this good, and then I'm going to get to bed. Um, and then find out if I lose power and or have such a crappy weather tomorrow that I don't have work. I don't know. We'll see. If I don't have work, I know I don't lose power, then I'll probably stream early. Um, and if I lose power, then obviously I'm not streaming until the power comes back on. But all right, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Looks like we got a bit done. I mean, we finally got that room lighted. Um, Looks like that adding that other vent did make the airlock run a bit faster. Um, and then, well, yeah, we'll just have to go through and add some more vents. And yeah, I can test doing 2 ports with 1 and see if it increases the flow. It might be the same. And if so, then yeah, we could just tee off, we could just junction off and add a couple more. But yeah, we'll figure that out. It would be the better route to go, so we're not running. So we're not running. We're using more power if we're using 2 pumps. Yeah, it's because all the heaters were running. I mean, we had 8,000 watts in heaters running, and we still got 4,000 watts in heaters running on this side. So the backup generator kicks in at the 20, so it won't let it drop lower than that. Yeah, that's not going to help the base any. But once everything is, and we got an autosave, once the other side's up to temperature, then we'll just be maintaining the temperature, so we should be fine on our power again. Um, we're up at, we're close on this side, so it's doesn't got much longer to run before it equalizes out. All right. Yes, maybe sometime soon we will be making nuke batteries, and the sun's come back up. So, all right. Well, this is Mickey D. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you in the next stream, which will probably be tomorrow, barring power outages. All right. Have a good night.